reality of mediocrity. But as long as the dream is alive in your heart, that's what matters. If you can take it, you can make it. See, I believe in every one of you. When we walked through that platinum parade and you stuck your hand out, I just gotta touch you. When I touch you and high five you, you know what I'm thinking? Winner, 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 another diamond, another one, winner, winner, another one. Here, take some of my magic. Here, take some vibration. Here, take some electricity. Here, take some aura. Take some more aura. A winner. Every one of you are winners. We're not anything different than you. You have what it takes to be up here. Every one of you. Yeah, you in the back of the room in the corner, you in the right side of the corner, you in the center, you up in the right front, the left front. You got what it takes. Every one of you. You just got to execute it. You know, Dennis and Danielle got up here, talked about attitude. Let me tell you where that all comes from. Well, the leadership of this team is an amazing team. When Ray and Joanne Malillo come up here, you'll see an example of attitude. What kind of attitude? Whatever it takes. Well, what does it take to be up here? Whatever. Well, what's that mean? It means whatever. It means there is no limit because you remove your limitations. And because you remove your limitation, what you're willing to do is whatever it takes. The decision's made. When you leave here, I'll give you one nugget. You ready for the nugget? When you leave here, make sure you get with your growing upline. Get a date on their calendar. Sit down with them. Right? Here's a nugget. You ready? Sit down with them and get your game plan that you're going to execute. If you could do it before this weekend, before you leave, do it. Now, here's the nugget. You ready? Before you leave them, make sure you're back on their calendar when you're going to meet with them again to review your game plan so that you could stay focused and keep what I call the edge. See, we all have to be accountable to someone. Now, remember so many times being accountable to Ray and Joanne, driving up to Westchester, opening up my organization, having it drawn out, having Aris Pavlidis sit down and say, okay, I pull this together, I pull that together, I would work here, having Tony Giannato encourage me constantly. Hey bro, I love when he come up. Hey bro, put his arm around me. Hey bro, love you buddy, you can do this thing, you can do this thing. We all need that. That's why I'm telling each and every one of you, you can do it too. And who are we all accountable to? Who is Ray and JoJo accountable to? Angelo and Claudia Nardoni. We have a tremendous amount of pride in our team. We set high standards, we work at high standards, we produce high results. And every one of you have the capability of being a diamond. So I want to know before you leave here, I want to know who is going diamond. Who's going diamond? You know, is it worth it? Is it worth it? I haven't had to work since 1991, February 8th. Coming up, February 8th. Ann and I will be in Scottsdale, Arizona at our home over there with our son Dan, and from there we're going to Hawaii and we're meeting up with Corey and Dolores Jones, brand new diamonds, Dennis and Danielle Nappi, Tony and Francis Papalato, Vinny and Dana Papalato hanging out with Ray and JoJo, Ange and Claudia and Ardona. We're going to have an absolute blast. When we leave Hawaii in March, we're going to be over in Orlando at Go Diamond Weekend at the end of February, but then we leave, we come back, and March 15th, 14th actually, we'll be in St. Thomas. From there, we're going to Peter Island. How many of you like to go to Peter Island? the Nafties, Tony and Francis Papalato, Vinny and Dana Papalato, Ann and I, Corey and Dolores Jones, and Ray and Joanne Murillo. Imagine you with your upline, Hawaii, Peter Island. We love you. We believe in you. I know that you can be up here, every single one of you. I like to know which one of you are really going to leave this weekend, and you're going to intensify that calendar. You're going to get out and you're going to start showing 20 plus plans. You're going to start to build it up. You're going to sit down with your upline. You're going to game plan and get back on their calendar and be accountable. Come join us. We want you with us. We love you. God bless you. Thank you.
Techniques and approaches suggested in this presentation may have worked for others, no one can guarantee that they will work for you. We hope, however, that the ideas presented here will assist you in developing a strong and profitable business. It is important to emphasize that success in any business opportunity does not come without hard work. Purchase of this product is optional and subject to the refund policy described in your purchase agreement for business support materials. Purchase of future business.
Let's hear it for Tony Francis Pappalardo. Wow. You know, our talk is young, wealthy, free, and it's so much more than the money. The money doesn't drive us. The cars never, they physically drive us, but they don't drive us to go do the work. Well, really, and this is just Francis and I, what moves us is seeing people's lives transform. And it's not because we're doing that, we're just the doorway to this great opportunity, to this great business, more importantly, to this mentorship team. And it's crazy, we were watching the video, and I was saying to Brian, I was sitting next to Brian and Kevin backstage, and I said, man, everything in this video, we don't have any of this stuff anymore. We live in a totally different house. Our cars are different. And it's not like we downgraded. No, we upgraded. We have nicer cars. We have nicer home. We travel so much. I mean, that was literally, everything on that video was from about 3 or 4 months. Right? Italy. That was just us. It really wasn't even. That was really just Italy and just us in Long Beach a little bit. And we went skydiving. And next month we're getting certified to go skydiving, so we could do it by ourselves, so we don't have to do it with another person, which I think is cool. But understand something. If this is your first weekend, the biggest thing for you to figure out is, why are you here? And you really got to think about that, because so many people, they get so excited, they get so passionate for this weekend. And then they leave, and then it stays with them for a couple of days, but then they forget why they came, they forget the feeling, they forget the emotion, they forget the cause. We talk about a cause on our team all the time. Why? There's going to be points in your business when you're not making a lot of money. So if you don't have a cause, the money will not carry you through those points of time when you're not making it. If you're not dedicated to yourselves, to your family, to the team, if you're not dedicated to your dream, you're not going to last. The way you last through this is by you have to truly know what you want. We talk about the dream, and people really don't understand how big the dream really is, but the dream truly is everything. And some people say, oh, here's what an old person says in the business. I don't mean old in age, I mean old in mentality. They go, well, you guys are always talking about this dream, and they start to get negative. And the in-between part, see, when you get in the business, you're really excited. And then at the end, when, the end result, whether it be emerald or diamond, not that there's ever an end, or where, once I get to emerald, I'll be happy. Once I get to diamond, I'll be happy. No. First of all, you won't, if you don't have some things right in your own life. Number two, it's that in-between period of time between the beginning and the so-called end. That's the toughest that most people never make it through. Because in the beginning, you're all excited, and you're fired up. But are you going to go through the middle? Are you going to go through that period of time when maybe you're not getting all the pats on the back, when things aren't going in the direction that you want? And that's what we're going to talk about for a few minutes. And look, absolutely, I went diamond when I met this girl, 100%. I say it all the time. You know, we went diamond together. This was not a Tony show, and she had to deal with a lot of that. And thank you so much for dealing with a lot of people saying that, oh, well, you just married him because he's an emerald or moving on to diamond. She heard a lot of that. And she shut a lot of people up with her work ethic and just she was very humble about when people said that. She just wanted to show people. But she's awesome, and I love you so much. Thank you so much. Go get her.
Good evening. You guys look awesome out there. What an incredible talk by Tony and Alice. To follow that up, woo, got big shoes to fill. But we're just excited to be here and you know, talking about being young, wealthy, and free. It's interesting. I was reading the other day an article about how 26 is the new 18. And let me tell you, I felt that way myself. And what that means is most people who are in their early 20s to mid-20s don't realize how vulnerable they are. If you took away your parents' income or your family's income, how much would you have? Because if you look at most people in their 20s, they really don't have a lot. In fact, if you took away their parents' support, they'd have negative, zero below. And I was there too, and I get it, and I understand. You have to understand, you have to realize that if you're at that point in your life, you have to start to make some changes, and you have to maybe increase your work ethic to truly get to that point that you want to be. Because I wasn't afraid to work hard. I worked very hard before this business. I was just in a vehicle that was running me on empty. I chose a passion that didn't really have a financial stability content to it. So when I found this business and when I was at that pivotal point in my life, I said, you know what? I'm not afraid to work hard. This is what I'm putting my foot on the gas, and I'm going to go with this thing because I needed to. I needed to be able to do that, to be able to help my mom, and to be able to support myself. And I just want you to ask yourself that question, how vulnerable are you really? And are you willing now to make the right steps to move forward? Because being in the position that Tony and I are at, I mean, yes, it's amazing. We wake up every day and we think, how blessed we are. So if you're here and you're searching, maybe what's that missing component? Because there's ingredients to success. Work ethic, and like Tony mentioned, having a cause, having an engine that propels you forward. Because we live an incredible life, you know. I was just with my mom in New York a couple weeks ago. It was so cool to be able to fly her up and be able to take her on a 10-day absolute spoiling spree. We went shopping. I spent a couple grand on her just on clothes. Took her out to nice dinners, Broadway show, to the spa. I couldn't have done that with what I was doing before. And it was so cool to be able to sit at dinner with my husband and my mom just kind of going through, okay, Mom, where are you at? How are things looking? This and that. Going over finances and her being able to say, hey, you know what? I racked up a little bit of debt this year. And my husband, with the heart that he has, saying, hey, you know what? We'll help you wipe that out. And seeing tears in my mom's eyes as he says that. That's so cool. That's what this is about. Because being wealthy, yeah, it's fun. We just bought a beautiful Mercedes S550. My husband looks pretty good driving that. We like it a lot. It's fun. It's like sitting in a first class seat. If you've ever seen first class on Virgin America, that's what riding in the Mercedes is like. Beautiful ambient lighting. I remember when I first met Tony, he was driving a Mountaineer that had a honking problem. It would just honk uncontrollably. And when you're sitting in New York City traffic, that can be a very negative situation. But he delayed. He didn't even get it fixed. He was like, you know what? We'll be able to buy a new car in a few months. And I was driving a Toyota Corolla Sport. I was proud of that thing. Superman blue. A little hot rod. But to see the life we live now, it's unimaginable, but it's not those things. It's the wealth that's created in the friendships that we have and the relationships that we're building with people in this country and across the world. Our team is like the United Nations, and we're so proud of that. We're so proud to have friends that are binded together and respectful of each other's backgrounds, and to be able to come together peacefully and move towards one significant cause. And what is that cause? It's taking people who are sick and tired of the day in, day out grind, who are sick and tired of what life's quote-unquote handed them. Taking those people and helping them figure out the answer to that fundamental question of why. Why are you here? Why were you put on this planet? What is this all about? And what are you meant to do? And then being able to answer that why with a how that works. Because there's a lot of great motivational seminars out there. You could go hear from incredible speakers around the world. You could go to any function and get pumped up. But do they hand you a vehicle at the end of that function that you can physically step into and go out and work to implement that into your life? And do you get a mentor from those functions that step into your life and say, hey, you know what, if you're willing to walk with me, I'll walk with you. And if you don't quit, I ain't ever quitting. Do you have that? Because you have it here. And the mentorship is free, and there's nothing out there I've ever seen like it. So I hope that whatever point in your life, whether you're one of those 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds, quarter-life crisis, I totally get it, okay? Or wherever you're at in your life, I hope you're willing to dig a little deeper this weekend. I hope you're willing to say, you know what? I'm going to throw off the chains, whatever is holding me back, whether it's insecurity, whether it's not feeling good enough, whether it's my work ethic, whatever it is, I hope you're willing to shake it off and say, you know what, it's time to run. Because if you're willing to commit to something bigger than yourself, then we need you to step up and be a leader on this team. And we need more of that. Because this is a movement. It's not just a business. It's not just a team. We're here to do something that's so much more important than me, so much more important than him, so much more important than any one of you. It's so much more important than any one of us. This is a movement. It's truly a movement. And we need more of you to be a part of it. But in order to be a part of a movement, you know what you have to do, right? You have to move. Thank you. And that means you have to get up every day when you don't feel like it. That means when you're sick and tired, that you get up and you take that step. When you don't feel like talking to that person, you reach out your hand and you talk to them anyway. So that you can live this incredible lifestyle, so you can spend time with your family like that. My mom just had surgery. I was able to fly there at the drop of a hat and be with her. That's invaluable. It was in the middle of the week. I didn't have to ask a boss. I was there when my brother came home from Afghanistan to greet him with open arms and send him and his wife to the Ritz-Carlton. Those are the type of things you can have in this business. So make sure that you figure out whatever it is this weekend, you go out there and you move forward with it. So hand it back over to my handsome man. And again, honey, thank you for everything you do. Thank you for you being willing to move. And I love you so much.
Well, you have a lot of gut checks along the way in building this business. I had a small business. I was going through, a divorce. I was a single dad. And I remember sleeping on my buddy's couch with my son next to me, in a pull-out couch. And I was going back and forth from my parents' house, which had a mattress on the floor, which isn't very comfortable, and my buddy's house. And there were lots of nights, man, where I'd be out showing the plan, and my son would be at my buddy's house with his kids, and they'd be on. My son would be sleeping by the time I got there, and we'd sleep on the pull-out couch together. And you look over and you just go, man, this kid's life, the foundation of this child's life is in my hands. And it was a gut check. It was, hey, I would hear people say, when you go through a divorce, it's 4, 5, 6 years before you kind of get, and I just chose not to accept that. I just spoke the opposite. I spoke what I wanted as if it were, rather than speaking what my challenges were at that moment. So when I would look at my son, I didn't go, I got to spend more time with him. Yeah, I spent as much time with him as I could, and the time that I spent with him, I made sure that it was quality time, but I didn't use him as an excuse to not do the right thing. Because so many people, that's what they do going through their life. They choose not to do the right thing, and they hide behind an excuse. I had to spend time with my kids over here, or I had to do this for my job, or I had to, but in the end, when you go home at night, that feeling in your stomach sucks. Because you know that it's not the right thing. I'm not saying spending time with your kids is the wrong thing. No. I'm saying using it as an excuse not to go out and help more people and really help yourself isn't right when you use that as the excuse. So I stopped using things like that as the excuse. I stopped blaming others for my problems or the situations that I was in. I started taking responsibility for my actions that I had taken in my life. And when you start to do that, when you really start to look at yourself, and here's what I can only speak about myself. I started to really take counsel and mentorship. I really started to take heed to the things that they were recommending. I really started to try to do everything that my mentors recommended to the best of my abilities. And I stopped having this ego battle where I was going to do it my way. A lot of guys do that. I know none of you guys do that, but a lot of guys do that. Well, I don't want to talk about, my problems to another man. So you're going to try to figure it out and hope by the end of this, 70, 80, 90, 100 years, God willing, you're going to hope that you get it right by then. See, I'm so stupid, I'm smart. I just look at smart people and I go, what did you do? I'll just do that. I don't want to figure out anything. I was like that in school. I was like, why do I have to learn this? Do I use it in my life? And the teacher would say, well, it's just good to know. I'd say, do I use it in my life? Oh, I don't? Okay, I'll copy off of him. You know why a lot of young people feel they're not driven? Because a lot of people today, and it's not just in school, it's in jobs, a lot of people go, what's the point of all this? See, here we have a point. Here we have a lot of points. Yes, we have a cause. Yes, we have a mission. What's the point in this? Well, let's start at point number 1. Getting out of debt. That's a good point. Stop having financial situations control your everyday actions. See, if you're young in here, you're a Gen Yer in here, you're older in here, it really doesn't matter. See, for me, if you're a Gen Yer in here, what Francis talked about, literally how you have, basically the only safety net you have is your parents, how you're only a couple of months, if not weeks, away from being, homeless. I mean, really think about that. We actually saw a couple just recently go through that, where literally, they make some short-term financial decisions that literally has kept this couple out of Q12, is going to keep this couple out of Q12 qualification. Had a nice business coming on, didn't listen. Now, I'm not their boss. I can't make them do things. I can't make them, you got to do this, and that's not what we're here for. And I've made a lot of mistakes too, so I'm not condemning this couple. We're not saying, oh my gosh, how could you do this? But it's amazing if you just listen to the people in front of you. And that here's the biggest point. You look behind this stage, we have so much respect for the people backstage. I love Brian Herosian. I love Ken and Linda Miller. I love Dave Taylor, David Mia. We love Rocky Covington. I mean, there's not Kevin and Bethel, all the leaders back there. Why? Why do we love them so much? Because they served us when they didn't have to. Guys, this business has changed our life because we made these daily commitments. We made sure our daily habits were towards growth in our business, in our family business. And we work it 100%, 100%. And I don't point the finger at her as to what she's not doing. She does not point the finger at me. We work together, and we win together, and we lose together on a daily basis. But here's the biggest thing. Whether we win or lose that day in Amway or in our own business, the biggest thing is we show up tomorrow to play again. So make sure you keep showing up. Make sure you keep playing, guys. We love you, man. 20 plus 17.
While the techniques and approaches suggested in the study purchase of this product is optional and subject to drafting your purchase agreement or business support material. Discontinued. Other than Amway, such as experience has shown that IBOs who build the most successful businesses do three things. They sell to retail customers, register others to become IBOs, and develop product knowledge and purchasing products. This is IBOs only and is not authorized for use with prospects.
Thank you.
Kill. An enemy has been slain.
No following these footsteps.
Enemy double kill. Shut down. has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Enemy killing spree. Enemy rampage. Enemy rampage.